What is going on, everyone? Retired Crypto here. Today, we're going to talk about crypto mining and hosting for beginners. I know a lot of reputable hosting companies require you to buy a dozen ASIC miners to get the ball rolling, which is probably over $100,000, depending on which miner you're buying. But if you're looking to buy one or two and get started, or if you're looking to take those miners out of your basement and send them out for hosting, this video is going to cover 4 companies that I feel is best for beginners, intermediate, and just getting your equipment out of your house to avoid the loud ASIC sound. So I would like to start with Musk Miners. Now, I personally do host with them, and none of these are sponsored videos. I've had a great experience with Musk Miners, and they have a minimum of at least one ASIC miner for purchase. The communication with this company is really, really good. I've had a really good experience with them. But let's go through the process of purchasing. So I would say one downside would be they do not take any ASIC miners that was not purchased through them. So if you bought ASIC miners from another company, Musk Miners would not host them. You would have to buy your hardware through them. So let's go through the process of buying their hardware. We're not actually going to buy it, but we're going to go to their cart just to get an idea of what their fees look like. Now, I am planning on buying 2 or 3 L9s. So let's add this to cart. And yes, host this for me. And now let's go to the cart. So we had 2, just one. So they do have an ASIC hosting fee. That is probably what it's going to look like monthly. When I purchased my first 2 Bitcoin miners with Musk Miners for hosting, I was able to get a tax exempt. Because I own a business, I was able to submit my business license and my resale license. I think the resale license or the tax exempt license was the only thing required. And they honored that. So I did not have to pay that tax. And in my opinion, you want, if you're mining crypto, you want to build it on some sort of a business format, like a LLC or a sole prop, because you can deduct your losses. If you bought any Cadena miners and they're not producing, or they're producing in the negative for you, you can deduct that from your taxes. And any purchases you make on any equipment can be deducted from your taxes. So Musk Miners is a great company, great communication. Any electrical curtailment or any downtime that your miners experience, that will be credited. So I do love that about Musk Miners. Now we're going to move on to Revolution Mining. So all the miners that I had in my basement, they were actually able, because I really struggled to travel, having 8 ASIC miners in my basement. Any of them go down, it's just a nightmare being out of the country, knowing that equipment is there. I have friends and family that work, so it's hard for them to even get in the house and kind of going over with them on how to just problem solve the miner and get it back online, or just completely unplug it until I get back, just to make sure that the chips don't fry. But Revolution Mining, if you have miners in your garage, in your basement that your wife wants out of the house, or if you're driving your mom and dad nuts and they want it out of the house, Revolution Mining and BT Miners would be your company to go to. And the minimum is just one. So good companies. Oh, one thing with Musk Miners, sorry, I forgot to go to the hosting part to kind of give an idea of where their locations are, and kind of an idea of what models they host. And they do charge, Musk Miners, they charge 8 cents per kilowatt hour. They're a great company, absolutely great company. I think all their facilities are full, and except Texas. So Texas is where all your equipment should be headed to. Now back to Revolution Mining. You have any ASICs in your basement, this is the place to go, and you want to get rid of them. Revolution Mining is your company. I took 8 ASIC miners out of my basement, mailed it out to them. It was really expensive. That's a downside of taking them out of your basement and mailing them. If you live close to Texas and you have, it probably will be cheaper to drive them there if you have 12 or more ASIC miners. I think shipping each miner was just about $200. And I did insure them, and about $20 per unit. So my issue with Revolution Mining, I have not been with them long enough to really give a negative opinion. I know summer is not a good time for mining crypto. A lot of repairs, a lot of downtime for miners to preserve them. But as far as hosting go, Revolution Mining came really highly recommended. A friend of mine buys miners through BT and gets them shipped to Revolution Mining. I've heard only good things about them. Their Wyoming is full, but their Texas facility is available, and a minimum order of 1. So these companies are great for starting out. Absolutely great. But let's go to the cart, and I did have the L9 ready. And just to give you an idea of the fees, roughly about the same price range as Musk Miners. Monthly hosting, monthly support fee. So it is, with the monthly support, it's roughly about a little, like a tad bit more than 8 cents per kilowatt. Setup and installation, that's a one-time, and then you do have to pay a deposit. This is about 2 months worth of the monthly hosting and support. So out the door, they don't charge taxes. Taxes is already included, and that's $13,000 out the door for the L9. So now let's go with NHash. Now NHash also came really highly recommended. I do not host with them. I only host with Musk Miners and Revolution Mining, and I bought majority of my ASIC miners through BT Miners. So as far as NHash, it looks like they have 2 facilities. One facility for their Ice River hosting. Wow. I know a lot of Musk Miners, they do not host any Ice River ASICs, and I believe that's due to the issues they had in the past with those miners just burning out. I'm not sure if that got fixed with Ice River. I'm not too sure about that, but so let's go back. Okay, so they have their Ice River hosting, and they do charge 8 cents per kilowatt hour. So that's very in line with Musk and Revolution. And this is what's attractive to me: the location of the mining farm in Nebraska, which means they have a shorter summer, where Texas they have a longer summer. Because I know some parts of Texas they can experience 90-degree weather all the way through September. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then their metered mining is in Minnesota, also pretty attractive. I love everything I'm seeing here. But NHash came really, really highly recommended. But let's go through the process. I did have one on cart, the L9. That L9 with hosting, $10.99 out the door. So that price is really aggressive for hosting. Because you don't have to pay for all the wiring that is required to plug in your miner to the internet and to the grid. They cover all that, and they pay somebody to set it up for you and test it and make sure it works. So that's a really aggressive price. I do not mine with them, but I do have one friend that does, and he absolutely loves them. So next we're gonna go with BT Miners. This is my favorite place to buy ASIC miners. You normally find pretty good deals here, but I would say their customer service is really what is appealing to me. Sometimes their equipment take a long time to ship out. I've experienced that with one or two of my ASIC miners where I've gotten pushed back a couple weeks. But for the most part, I've had no problems with them, and the trust factor is absolutely there, which is priceless in my opinion. BT Miners, they do host. So let's see if we can go buy and host. So if we just buy, let's go back. Let's go. I want to look at their L9, because if you bought their L9 and got this shipped anywhere else, it would be $6,600 out the door. I think plus shipping. Now, if you bought and asked BT Miners to host with them, the price is different, because I know there's a lot to hosting. You know, they actually have employees and a team. It's not just you hosting it, sitting in the basement, and they forget about it. You know, they keep an eye on this equipment, on our equipment. But this is their hosting process. I love how it's nice and neat. But one thing is a turnoff to me, but everybody's needs are different, and every one of these companies provide a different need to different buyers, miners. So they do sell their electricity for 10 cents per kilowatt hour. And let's go look at that L9, because that's the miner that I'm really wanting to buy. So L9, all right, miner price 11.5, pretty aggressive. Hosting, so it looks like you do have a month hosting fee, which is in line with everyone else, and they do require a 2-month hosting deposit, and the setup fee is just in line with everybody else. So out the door, let's see. Let's view the cart. What do we have here? So they do not apply taxes. So asking for, I guess they don't have the taxes, but this might be just my account, because I have had to ask BT Miners in the past to give me a tax exemption. And they do host in New York, I believe. And there is a shipping fee involved, but out the door, we're looking at 12,385. So that's actually pretty good. But that 10 cent per kilowatt, these L7s, they've been around for, gosh, I want to say 5 or more years. And so I expect the L9 to be around 5 or more years. And that 10 cent per kilowatt hour could add up. It really could after 5 years. But like I said, every one of these companies, they offer different things, different strokes for different folks, I guess. But these are all really good companies. I use all of them except NHash. I want to look into them more, but their hosting is pretty attractive to me. I don't like to put all my eggs in one basket, so I do host with Musk, Revolution Mining, and maybe NHash will host my L9s. We'll see. I gotta call them, talk to them, and just get an idea of their customer service and get a feel for them before I do host with them. I did the same thing with Musk Miners. Wonderful conversation with them. Same thing with Revolution Revolution Mining. Wonderful conversation. Text, call, email. BT Miners, yep, I go through their WhatsApp. Awesome, amazing customer service. These companies all do a great job. You as the consumer, you have to do your research in what you're buying. You can be your own worst enemy. That is all I have for you today. The markets are consolidating. Hold tight for the bull run. And see you in my next video. If you can, drop a like, subscribe. That'll help me out. Retired Crypto out.